Welcome to this episode on medical terminology, where I will ensure we all understand the medical term Micturate and use it appropriately as healthcare professionals. Now, I also believe in having some fun and learn how it has been used outside of healthcare settings that you might also recognize. For this particular term, Micturate, it has been used in a rather famous movie and also a song. All right, guys, I'm Dr. Busti, and welcome to This Is Why, a show dedicated to helping healthcare professionals understand the why behind what we do and what we talk about in everyday clinical practice. The medical term Micturate matters because of its application and usage within urology and urologic conditions. Micturate is a verb that means to urinate. It showed up as early as in the literature of the 1800s, okay? It actually came after the noun Micturition, which means urination, and has been reported as early as the 1700s. Now, it's obvious to most people that the common terms like urinate and voiding, and if you're talking to an age-appropriate person, can also mean to pee. Anyone with kids has also likely said or heard things like TT or going potty, all right? Anyway, as medical professionals, we should know the word to use in the proper context while we're talking to other colleagues, especially those in urology and internal medicine, and of course our patients. One of the other common places we have used this word is during the learning of anatomy and physiology. Most of us have learned the Micturition reflex, sometimes also called the urinary reflex. So you can see here that I have a basic diagram of the central nervous system, including the brain, the midbrain, and then the spinal cord. We then have peripheral nerves that communicate and reach out to the bladder. Those are called the hypogastric nerve, pelvic nerve, pudendal nerve, and those help to control aspects of the bladder. So the micturation or urinary reflex is basically the process between the central nervous system and the peripheral nervous system to trigger urination, where there is a coordinated effort to empty the bladder. Okay? Now, in this reflex, there is a storage phase where the bladder fills, it stretches, which then activate receptors that send signals to that spinal cord and up the brain, where it reaches the pontine micturition center, or also known as the PMC in the brainstem, which then sends signals to the cerebral cortex, and that can then go back down the spinal cord and allow for contraction of the detrusor muscle and simultaneous relaxation of the internal and external sphincters, okay, that basically allow the expulsion of urine out of the body. So sometimes we learn terms, but we never really reinforce them in their proper context or use them appropriately. Either way, our colleagues and patients expect us to know. Okay, so what about those fun facts or trivia? What's the movie? The Big Lebowski, 1998. Big actors like Jeff Bridges, John Goodman, Philip Seymour Hoffman, and others actually use the word Micturate, right? Jeffrey, the Big Lebowski, who is a wealthy, rather grumpy businessman, was confronting the dude about his rug that had been urinated on. And there's this scene where he says, "I just want to understand this, sir. Every time a rug is micturated upon in this fair city, I have to compensate this person?" All right, what about the song? Well, Micturate was actually the title of a song. Yeah, that's right. By the band High Water on their album Generation Despised back in 2017. Anyway, pretty interesting stuff. Medical terminology is central to what we all do. And when we understand and use the same language, we can more effectively communicate with our colleagues in a professional manner that also indirectly helps our patients. Well, I hope you found this to be helpful and interesting, but also relevant. And I would appreciate, if you haven't already, to consider subscribing to our channel on YouTube. And also please give us a like so that we can continue to provide this type of content, plus many other topics for you for free. I'm Dr. Busti. Never stop learning the why, because that helps us to master the how. Take care.